Well, hello everyone.
Hey guys.
Welcome to a How Do We video. We're pretty excited about this one. I don't know if you can see above my lady's head, but we are at Axe Club of America. We've been talking about this for a long time and it's finally gonna happen.
Yeah, we're gonna learn to throw axes.
I'm really excited. So let's go inside and start chunking stuff. I'm gonna have to get a t-shirt, obviously. We are at Axe Club of America. It's gonna be us.
It's our first bit of real axe implementation.
That's right, yeah. This is, we're learning from the moment we walk in the door. That's what I like.
Axes have butts.
Axes have butts. We could probably make a rap song out of that. All right, babe. We are here. Look behind us. There's axes on the friggin' wall.
I'm gonna throw some of those.
It's gonna be great.
Probably poorly, but it's gonna be
That's
okay.
Right. So before we get started, I wanted to introduce you to someone. Not you. You know him, but
You know me.
if we turn this way, this is Scott. Scott owns the place. Him and his wife. Scott, how long have you had the place now?
So we've been open for about 18 months.
18 months. If you can't tell, Scott is much taller than we are. He's a good head above. You really like it? You hate it? You must love it, right?
It's been a lot of fun. I mean, I threw axes in Boy Scouts when I was probably 12 or 13.
That's awesome.
Saw that the guys at Battle in Canada were doing this as a business and told my wife Ashley, who helps run this with me. We went up to Canada, met them, had a blast. Was like, this is amazing, let's do it. And just been a whirlwind since then. And
he grows a good beard, obviously.
That's right.
So where are we now, Scott? This is one of your 2 locations?
That's right. So we have 2 locations in Charlotte, North Carolina. One opened up in Plaza Midwood. This is our newest facility, which is in Lower South End, also known as LoSo. We've been open for like 3 weeks here, so pretty much brand new facility.
You've been open 3 weeks?
Yes.
This place looks like it's been here forever. It's beautiful.
We moved in middle of January, and in 6 weeks we turned it around. So it was a very fast, all hands on deck effort.
You guys are quick.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get started throwing axes. I'll show you the setup. We got one camera here that's kind of gonna be over everything. We got the good old GoPro hiding over here in the corner. These are our targets. Axe Club of America representing. Big Axe Club on the wall. They were gracious enough to give us the private lanes, and then here are all the projectiles, if you will. We do have one problem.
What?
This t-shirt's way too pointy, babe.
Maybe we can get that fixed.
Maybe we can get that fixed. Let's try this. Ah, that's better.
I like it.
All right, let's get to it.
Right.
All right, Scott, what are the safety rules? What are the rules?
So pretty simple.
Okay.
You're gonna be throwing together. So you see there's two targets downrange. So you're gonna stand next to each other. You're both gonna throw. The deal is that you not cross the red line until both of you have thrown your axes and the axes have stopped moving.
Okay.
You're not gonna put your hand on the target because as you can see, it gets beat up pretty quickly, and that's gonna be one of the easiest way to injure yourself. And it's a really dumb injury to be like, I got a splinter when I was throwing axes. Right. So just whenever your axe sticks in the wood, it's going to stick in the wood. What you're going to do is you're going to grab it here and just wiggle it up and down, and it'll come out, as opposed to putting your hand and then trying to force it out. Lastly is pretty simple. When you drop it, your natural instinct is to grab it.
Sure.
Don't try to grab an axe.
Let it go.
Most of the time they're going to drop on the ground. Occasionally they will come back to you, but they're not going to be moving super fast. They're going to be going really slow, and you're just going to step out of the way and let it stop moving. You're not going to try to catch it. You're not going to try to kick it. You're not going to do anything. You're just going to step out of the way and let it stop moving on its own. And those are pretty much the only 3 safety rules that we have.
What about attire? Is there anything in particular that you cannot have?
Close-toe shoes?
Yeah.
That's it.
Check.
Yes.
Baby. Check.
Check.
All right. So this is the arsenal, I will say, of different type of axes. Scott, could you give us just a quick rundown of each one?
Sure. So the yellow safety axe, the cheapest axe, less likely to break because of the fiberglass handle. Not the best throwing axe, but again, it's best for the public to try out and a good starter axe. Next, we switched to the Ace hammer hatchet. So it's called a hammer hatchet because it's got a hammer head at the very back. Again, it weighs the same, but the weight's kind of shifted to the back, so it spins really fast.
Sure.
And we talked about the profile on this, and the next axe we're going to talk about being a lot thinner. Next axe is the Cold Steel Axe Gang. This is from the Kung Fu Hustle Muscle movie. Normally it comes with a handle that's like 20 inches long. We cut it down so it's a little bit more reasonable and easy to throw. This one's really great because it's very sharp. It's got a very pronounced blade, really nice thrower. And lastly, we have the European hatchet. Like, similar to the Axe Gang, it's got a very pronounced blade, but it is a little bit more of a chopping, splitting axe, so it's got more of a wedge shape like the traditional hatchet that we threw first.
Sure.
Which does make it a little difficult. And similar to the original axe, it's got the curved handle with that swell knob, as the others are just a straight handle.
Very nice. So, shall we go?
That's it.
All right.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you our disposable axes first, and I'm going to say you're going to start on this line, and then you're going to throw it.
First throw. Here we go. I'm excited.
Nailed it.
You know what?
Yes.
The key that I tell people is that you throw that way.
Right.
There is no wrong way to throw an axe unless you're not throwing it at the target.
Exactly.
So I'll give you another one. We'll try again.
Okay.
And see if you can figure out what you did wrong and correct it.
That wasn't it.
That wasn't it.
That was not it.
No.
People don't want you first.
Okay. Well, now you get to it. Okay. Again, you threw it down at the target, so you did great in my book. That is the first stick. It's not on the target, but it is stuck, so that's great. Now you just have to aim. The hardest part is doing that. Now you just have to aim. Okay.
That was perfect.
Yeah. So you both did really great. You started your whole axe at the very bottom.
Okay.
You both also did really great where you went straight beside your head and then straight forward.
Okay.
What I need both of you to do is take a step as you throw. So what you're going to do is you're going to start here and you're just going to step and throw. Okay? So I'll get both of you. We'll do the exact same thing. We'll do one at a time. And you're going to again start same location where you were doing before, and you're just going to step. All right, so there you go. Good. Yeah. All right. James got his first stick, and was in the target. That was it. Okay. So it's stuck. The deal is, in order to get points, you have to pull the axe out of the target. So it has to stay in there until you take it out. Okay. Got it. All right, let's get it. We're going to make one line change to yours. We're very close. And we're going to switch axes and learn a different style. You changed how you threw. That was, yeah.
That I'll let go and win.
Yeah.
I love the power though.
It was really good. And it was dead center too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was dead center. You're getting close to the bullseye. Sarah's hit the bullseye with her axe.
I know, right?
Already. Okay, so we're going to switch over to the Cold Steel Axe Gang. And as you can tell,
Cold steel.
it has a much straighter handle.
Yes.
So it doesn't have this little kick. And so what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to hold it right at the bottom, and it's going to feel natural like it did here, but now it's actually going to rotate. Okay? So I'll give that to you. Start back right toe on the line. Because this one is going to have a tendency to spin a little faster, so we do want to move you a little closer to start, okay? Alright, so it's stuck. So now what I need you to do is instead of coming down here, instead of releasing down here, you need to release at your eye level, okay? Good. How did that one feel? Was it more comfortable throwing that axe?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna let you try the Ace Hammer Hatchet.
I love it.
Okay.
I'm already best friends with it.
Okay. So.
Compare.
Look at that thing.
Yeah.
You know, I hear this is the place with the helpful hardware. For
Yes. And the one in Charlotte gives you free popcorn.
So start from the same place.
Yes. And just remember, right in front of your eyes. Okay. So that was really good. Just what happened was you twisted again. Your elbow went out and it corkscrewed.
Oh, by the way, check out X Club of America Instagram. They do what? Trick Shot, what is it?
Trick Shot Tuesday.
Trick Shot Tuesdays. those dudes are ridiculous. Like, there was a guy that chopped a melon in half.
Yeah.
There was, yeah, no, some of them are really, really interesting. So
We did do a cross, like 4 targets.
right, yeah, we'll add a link down in the description to that.
That's the bullseye. Okay. What do you think? Do you like the ace hammer hatchet?
Yes?
Okay. All right, so grab these. So what we're going to do is we're going to teach you a two-handed throw.
Okay.
Take your non-dominant hand, your left hand, and you're just going to wrap it around your right.
Okay.
Okay? And instead of going beside your head, you're going to go over your head. And it's still step and throw, and again throw, release it at the middle of your eyes. Okay? All right? But same starting location, same step, same throw. It's just over instead of beside your head.
Any pointers or just
Aim better.
aim better?
Do better. All right, so got that? We're going to move back. Do better is our de facto slogan here.
Do
It's,
better.
you know, do what you're doing, but better. We're going to move back again because it's still, so this time, different than before, it is under rotating. And so it's hitting the handle first as opposed to hitting the top of the axe. So that just means it's not having enough time to spin, and so we're going to keep moving you back, okay?
What do you do to cause the rotation?
So you are being a little stiff. So what happened is you're being a little stiff when you throw, and so it is just, it's like an extension of your arm where it is not generating rotation. So you need to kind of generate rotation. So we mainly don't teach in the traditional throwing that you break your wrists. But now you might need to break your wrist a little bit. But we're going to switch to a different throwing style where you have to break your wrist. So we'll go from there. Bullseye! Nicely done. That was, I mean, that's perfect.
What's the benefits between one hand and two hands?
So I think with two-handed, you're using a lot more muscles, you're using a lot more of your shoulders, so you can generate a lot more power more easily.
Okay.
Whereas the one hand, you're really just, again, using half of the muscles and not even really your shoulders. And so you have to put a little bit more effort into it. When the target is chewed up, like we both have here, it's easier sticking. With new boards, you do need more power because they are fresher and they haven't been beat up as much, and so it's a little more difficult to stick. So you kind of have to know, and have slightly different power throws, but still being consistent with what you mainly throw. We belong to the National Axe Throw Federation, where you can do a single arm throw, a double arm throw, and you can also do an underhand throw. And so the underhand throw is very similar to cornhole, where the axe is beside you, and you just raise your hand as you step, and you let go of the axe, and it does one rotation underneath.
Is this axe this way? Or
The axe is just like that. So we can try that at the end if you want, but we're going to switch now to doing what we like to call a Canadian flick. Again, the flick is a little different. You're not using any shoulder. There's not a lot of power. It is just about getting a fast rotation and ending as close to the red line as possible. Okay? So I'll give you a demonstration. So I start, when I normally throw the axe, I start about a foot behind this and then step and throw.
Okay.
When I do the flick, I put my big toe over the front of the line. I bring my left foot as close to the line as I can. I start right here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to step, a nice full step. I'm going to straighten my elbow and flick my wrist at the same time. So it's just this movement right here. Okay. That's all you're doing. So I'm going to start right here, line up, step, throw. So no shoulder, no nothing. What's happening is I'm ending up closer. I'm using less muscle, like less large muscles. Mm-hmm. So there's less room for error because I'm closer. I'm not using large muscle groups that have more room for error. Arm is only doing this as opposed to doing this. So again, toe in front of the line, back foot as close as you can to the line without going forward, because again, we're going to follow the competitive rules where you have to have 1 foot behind the line. You're going to step as close to the fault line as possible without going over. And you start here, and then step. Go. Good. That was really good.
Better than I expected.
That was really good.
That was awesome.
Again, it went at the target, so you weren't doing it wrong.
Toe to the line.
Toe line. Start with your elbow bent, your wrist bent, and you're just going to step and forcefully push it at the target. Good. Good. So I want you to do a little less of a flick.
Okay.
So what you're doing is you're almost relaxing your hand. I still want you to grip the axe. That tiny little bit of play right there is going to generate a lot of spin. So it's still hold it, it's still back, it's still flick, but you have a tight grip until you release it. Okay? All right, good. So perfectly right down the middle. You just threw down, so now we just need to focus on throwing at it and do better. Yes. Yes. So why don't we just switch axes and see if we like one better than the other. So the same, all the way forward, keep going forward, right there, perfect. Good. Good, good. So that time you fully extended. You still were a little crooked when you threw. So still straight back, straight forward. But that was much better where it was full extension, okay? So it's still corkscrewing. So we gotta work on that.
You can't fix that.
I can't fix it. So within the Canadian flick, there's two styles.
Okay.
There's the push flick and then a throw flick. And the throw flick is where you do come back and throw it, but again, you're still not doing an entire full throw. So remember, full extension, push it all the way to the target. Good. It was still crooked, but the good thing about the good thing about these axes versus the one you were throwing before is the profile of the blade. And so if you notice, the axe gang, which is this one, is significantly thinner than
it doesn't have the
basic
round,
the basic hatchet. And so this narrow of a profile means it's going to be more forgiving when it goes into the wood. It doesn't have to be perfect. This one you're going to have a very hard time sticking it if you don't throw it very straight and true. Whereas this one, and the same thing with the hammer hatchet, it's also very thin profile and it's going to stick a little bit more forgiving. Yep.
Too much spin?
What I want you to do too is I want you to start in front of the line, as opposed to halfway. So we're just going to again move a little bit closer.
Sure.
Okay?
So 1 foot over, 1 foot back.
Exactly. 1 foot over, 1 foot back. Good. So if you notice, it's not twisted now, so it's a lot straighter, which is good. So now we just got to work on the aim. We got to just keep on moving up. Step throw.
Yes.
That's it. So just step throw. So I think that was just timing was what you were unbalanced whenever you were releasing, and that was what was throwing it off. That's it.
Beautiful.
That's it. That's it.
Beautiful, just like you.
I think we're gonna slide this one over as good as you can do. Right?
Since you can.
We can do. How about that?
There, same thing. Aim where you aimed last time, the top right. And just really focus on straight back, full extensions. Very good.
That's
It's points. It's points, and it is straight up and down. So that was a really good throw.
I'm really proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
It's the t-shirt. AxeColorAmerica.
It is.
.com.
I need to put up my
Good.
Yeah. Knock it all out. Oh.
You found
so
it.
pretty.
You found it. That is a
job.
beautiful bullseye.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so let's switch axes. Same throws. Let's see what we think. Give it a whirl.
Thank you.
That's 3 points. You get better. Okay, so with that one, I want you to start just a little further away. Your axe hit flat, and it's harder to stay flat. So by giving just an extra inch, it's going to do that. That's a bullseye.
Yeah.
So again, you notice it's sticking in by just the heel of the axe. So what we're going to do is we're just going to, with this axe, start just a little bit further away. Same thing that I told Jeremy is instead of starting like right here, I just want you to come back like right when your first shoelaces cross the line. Okay? Bullseye.
Do you see that?
Bullseye.
That is a bullseye. Look at that bullseye.
That's barely one, but I'm happy with it.
Okay, so underhand, just like you mentioned, you just flip the axe upside down, blade facing forward. This, you're gonna keep your arm completely straight, wrist completely straight.
Okay.
And it's just lift your arm as you step, and then release the axe, okay? For this, you do have to be closer, similar to the flick. So again, I start right here. It's arm straight, it's step, so you're here, and it's just right there. And it's a full step, and again, start in front of line. Pretty much the same starting stance. So I would start beside you, and you're gonna step and raise and let go. No bending, no flicking, no nothing.
Wow.
First try, straddling the line. Good. Arm straight beside you. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna step, raise your arm, and let go. Okay? Big full step. Don't bend your wrist, don't bend your elbow, just straight release. Good. So start a little bit closer. Keep going. Keep going. Yes. So what happened, you're right here. When you went back, you did this. And so that way whenever it flipped, it was still kind of twisting. So it's just straight back and straight forward.
Whoa! No! That's all kinds of purple.
I don't know, but the footwork is pretty impressive.
Yay!
Alright, I got it.
Normally in league play, if there's a tie, we go to big axe. I'm hoping that over the next week while you're all practicing, you get good enough that we're going to see lots of ties and you go to big axe. So we want to do a couple of big axe throws.
Sure.
I'm going to need you to not practice for a little while.
Big axe is exactly what it sounds like. You know, as you can see the difference between the hatchet and the big axe.
Obviously.
So this one has a 25-inch handle and a 2.5-pound head, whereas the hatchet has a 1.25 pounds and a 13 to 16-inch handle, just depending on the style.
Okay.
So say I'm going to get you to come back over here. So we have a line that's a little bit further back that you're going to throw from. You're going to take your non-dominant hand and you're going to place it on the bottom, and you're going to take your dominant hand and place it on the top. So you're going to start somewhere behind this line. You can go over your head, you're going to step, and you're going to throw. And it's just a nice smooth release, nice straight follow through. So left hand on bottom, right hand on top. You're going to start right there, perfect. Remember what I wanted you to do is I want you to start here, go back, and then step and throw. As opposed to starting back and having to try to generate power, okay?
Okay. That is still so weird. Alright.
Throw it. That was really good.
It made it down.
The blade touched the board. That was really good. So I want you to finish with your arms right in front of you, okay? That's hopefully going to throw it right there in the middle of the target. It's stuck.
It's stuck.
There we go. Awesome. Nicely done.
Good job. It's my turn.
It's your turn. Here's your axe.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
Okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to start right here on this line.
Okay.
Start with whatever foot feels comfortable forward, stagger. You're going to hold it straight in front of you. You can go overhead, step, and throw. Good. Move you back just a tiny bit. Because the axe hit flat, and we just again want to try to hit the top of the top half of the axe.
Yeah, good job.
All right. We're having a friendly competition right now. The man, Scott, has challenged us to a 2 versus 1.
Right.
So we're gonna.
So me and Scott versus you.
You know what? I'm all right with that too. So here we go, babe. Are you ready?
All right, I'm
You're
ready.
going down.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going down. All right.
Do you want me to throw first, or do you want to throw first?
Rock, paper, scissors.
All right, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay. Do you want to go first? Do you want to go second?
We will go first.
You
Okay.
go first.
Okay.
All right. So the 2 of you throw. We'll tally your scores, and then I'll throw, and we'll
Alright,
see what happens.
11. No matter what happens.
There's 5.
Boom!
I I'm gonna tell you, I only get to throw one axe for your two, so if you don't keep this up, I have no chance. I think you got a really good teacher.
Yeah, I think so too. He was alright.
Look at that. Flick.
10-5, alright.
10-5. All right.
10-5. Throw two. Here we go. All right, so set pair of threes.
I'll take the points.
So pair of threes still beats the five.
That's right.
So, all right. See what I can follow up with.
Boom.
All right, so 10-16. We're gonna throw three.
I had a nickel, right? Boom!
Another set of bullseyes. Dang.
She's been holding.
I think they were hustling me. I think they were like, okay, throw three.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
All right, so that's 26 to 15. All right, we'll throw four. Is that it?
It's three.
It's three. Still, I mean, it's still really great.
That's awesome.
All right, so we have 34.
I think she found her axe.
Yes,
That's right.
That's right.
With force and
Okay.
dedication.
So I have no chance of winning, so we're gonna go clutches. All of us are gonna go clutches.
Alright.
We're gonna clutch.
Who clutch wins the game.
Clutch wins the game. All right, here we go. Is that it? Is that it?
I think we're ready, yeah.
You got it.
But
Okay.
you get one.
If I get one, then we gotta go to big X.
We'll go set that.
Okay, all right. You got a clutch. That was amazing. That was amazing.
He got it
All
too.
right.
That's it. All right.
That's
Go to
it.
big X. Big X is sudden death.
Yep.
Okay, it's a little different rules.
Okay.
For the first three throws, well, for the first throws, all that matters is that you break the blue paint. It doesn't matter what the points are. It's all you have to do is you have to touch here or be anywhere inside of the blue paint.
Okay.
So as long as it would be a point, you're gonna get a good or bad.
Okay.
After we have three consecutive pairs of good points, or good throws, then it switches to points. And so it's a way to just, most people don't throw the big axe, so it's, hey, do good,
Yeah.
get
Everyone's
points,
got it?
and then
Fine.
now we go to points. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so we all want to throw. You're
No,
okay.
he got it, so I'll let him go.
Okay. Do you want to throw first since you won?
Here, I'll throw first last time.
All right, so we'll again touch tips. All right, so that's a 3, but for this point, it's just good. It's just a thumbs up. All right, good game. I mean, you technically schooled me, 41 to 27, but that's okay.
Okay, baby. We're done for the evening.
And I hit things that I was supposed
Oh my
to hit.
gosh, you did so good. You did way better than you thought you would. I knew you would be amazing. Just like, you always are up top. So this will be it for this video. We got a lot more planned. Scott has been nice enough to come over and help us set up our own axe throwing lane at the house so we can practice at home. And then just like before, we'll see how much we've improved.
Right.
We may even have a little competition at the end of all this. We'll see.
Yeah.
So make sure you like, subscribe, all that
Yeah,
jazz.
ring the bell.
We will definitely put Axe Club of America in the description,
Yep.
any of their Facebook, Instagrams, websites. So,
Clicky.
and remember, you can do all
all
things. We're getting really good at that.
Yep.